Hi students, in our previous class we have discussed vector addition, that is how to find out the resultant using polygon law, triangle law and parallelogram law. So let us see one problem how to solve using vectors, that is parallelogram law of addition. So see, two forces P and Q are in the ratio 1:2, means given P by Q equal to 1/2. If the resultant is at an angle tan inverse root 3/2, means given tan alpha equal to root 3/2. So he asked to find out the angle between P and Q is. So we need to find out the angle between two vectors, that is P and Q. So already we know what is the direction formula, means tan alpha is equal to Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. So already we know the direction of resultant tan alpha equal to Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. So as tan alpha is given as root 3/2, so root 3/2 equal to Q value is 2 sin theta by 1 plus 2 cos theta. So now as we are having root, so squaring on both sides. So root 3/2 whole square gives you 3/4 equal to 2 sin theta whole square gives you 4 sin square theta divided by 1 plus 2 cos theta whole square. So it is in the form of a plus b whole square. So if we expand a plus b whole square, we get a square plus b square plus 2ab. So similarly 1 plus 2 cos theta whole square gives you 1 square plus 4 cos square theta plus 4 cos theta. On expanding 1 plus 2 cos theta, we get 1 square plus 4 cos square theta plus 4 cos theta. Now cross multiply. So 3 into 1 plus 4 cos square theta plus 4 cos theta equal to 4 into 4 gives you 16. So 16 sin square theta. Now distribute 3 to the terms present inside the bracket. So 3 into 1 gives you 3 plus 4 into 3 12 cos square theta plus 3 into 4 12 cos theta equal to 16 sin square theta. Already we know sin square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. From this we can get the value of sin square theta. So sin square theta equal to 1 minus cos square theta. So substitute the value of sin square theta in this equation. We get 3 plus 12 cos square theta plus 12 cos theta equal to 16 into, in place of sin square theta write 1 minus cos square theta. Now distribute 16 to the terms present inside the bracket. 3 plus 12 cos square theta plus 12 cos theta equal to 16 minus 16 cos square theta. Now transpose minus 16 cos square theta to LHS and plus 16 also to LHS. So we get 12 cos square theta plus 16 cos square theta plus 12 cos theta plus 3 minus 16 equal to 0. So 12 cos square theta plus 16 cos square theta gives you 28 cos square theta plus 12 cos theta. 3 minus 16 gives you minus 13 equal to 0. So if you observe this equation, it is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So, how to find out the roots for this quadratic equation? We are having a formula, that is x equal to minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac by 2e. So, similarly by using this formula, let us find out the value of cos theta. So, we need cos theta equal to minus b, that is minus 12 plus or minus b square means 12 square 144 minus 4 into 28 into c value is minus 13 divided by 2 into 28. So, we get minus 12 plus or minus, on solving we get 1600, 2 into 28 gives you 56. So, square root of 1600 is 40. So, minus 12 plus or minus 40 by 56. So, we are having two values, that is minus 12 plus 40 by 56 and another one is minus 12 minus 40 by 56. So, minus 12 plus 40 gives you 28 by 56 and this gives you 52 minus 52 by 56. So, 28 cancels 56 2 times. So, we get cos theta equal to 1 by 2 and here on solving we get minus 0.92. So, cos theta is 1 by 2 means theta equal to cos inverse 1 by 2, that equal to cos inverse of cos 60 degrees. Therefore, theta equal to 60 degrees. So, the angle between vectors P and Q is 60 degrees. Now, let us see laws of vector addition. Vector addition obeys commutative law. Vector addition obeys commutative property. So, addition of two vectors is independent of the order in which they are added. So, let us consider two vectors p bar and q bar. So, as vector addition obeys commutative, we can write p bar plus q bar is equal to q bar plus p bar. So, if you draw the diagram for this, I am considering a vector p bar and another vector q bar. So, by using parallelogram law, we can obtain the resultant as the diagonal of the parallelogram, which is given by r bar equal to p bar plus q bar or r bar equal to q bar plus p bar. So, vector addition obeys commutative law. So, the next one is vector addition obeys associative law. So, vector addition obeys associative law. So, addition of number of vectors, by that the resultant obtained is independent of the order in which they are added. So, I am considering three vectors p bar, q bar and r bar. So, as these three vectors are considered, so p bar plus q bar plus r bar equal to p bar plus q bar plus r bar. So, as vector addition obeys associative, p bar plus q bar plus r bar is equal to p bar plus q bar plus r bar. So, let us see how to denote this in the diagram form. So, I am considering two vectors, that is p bar and this is q bar. So the resultant is taken in the reverse order, that is p bar plus q bar. So we have obtained p bar plus q bar. So take another vector r bar and add it to the resultant. Let this be r bar. So if you observe, p bar plus q bar is one side of a triangle and r bar is another side of a triangle. So the closing side, that is the third side of the triangle, which is taken in reverse order, gives us the resultant. So this denotes p bar plus q bar plus r bar. So this is the diagrammatic representation for p bar plus q bar plus r bar. So let us see the diagrammatic representation for p bar plus q bar plus r bar. So let us consider a vector q bar and another vector r bar. So the third side will be the resultant, which is given by q bar plus r bar. So now add a vector p bar to q bar. Let this be p bar. So now p bar is one side and q bar plus r bar is another side. So the third side, which is taken in reverse order, gives us the resultant, which is given by p bar plus q bar plus r bar. So as vector addition obeys commutative law, we say that p bar plus q bar plus r bar is equal to p bar plus q bar plus r bar. And the third one is vector addition obeys distributive law. So vector addition obeys distributive law. So consider k is a scalar. Consider k is scalar and let us consider two vectors p bar and q bar. So k into p bar plus q bar is equal to k into p bar plus k into q bar. So as both LHS and RHS are equal, we can say that vector addition obeys distributive law. Now let us see subtraction of vectors. So first let us see what are the steps to be followed for drawing the graphical representation of subtraction of vectors. So to subtract two vectors, first what we need to do is reverse the direction of the vector. Reverse the direction of the vector being subtracted and add the inverted vector to vector from which you are subtracting. So subtraction of vectors means to subtract two vectors, what we need to do is first we must reverse the direction of the vector which is being subtracted and we have to add that inverted vector to the another vector from which we are subtracting. So let us see, if you consider a bar and b bar are two vectors, so we get the subtraction of vectors s bar equal to a bar minus b bar. So let us see the steps how to draw it graphically. First, draw a vector a bar and bring the tail of B bar to head of A bar. Bring tail of B bar to head of A bar. So, the first step is draw a vector A bar and bring the tail of B bar nearer to head of A bar. So, now what shall we do is take minus B bar, means invert the direction of the B bar vector. So, now you can write the diagram as we are inverting the direction, we get minus B bar in this direction. So, here we are having two sides of a triangle which is taken in order, that is A bar and minus B bar. So, the resultant will be S bar. So, the third step is resultant S bar which is taken from tail of A bar to head of minus B bar. So, we get the resultant S bar is equal to A bar plus of minus B bar, which can be written as A bar minus B bar. So, the subtraction of vectors S bar can be written as A bar minus B bar, and it is shown graphically as shown in figure. Suppose if the angle between A bar and B bar is theta. So, what will be the angle between A bar and minus B bar? So, this will be the angle which is nothing but 180 minus theta. So, the angle between A bar and minus B bar is given by 180 minus theta. The formula for resultant can be written as R is equal to square root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta, and direction is given by tan alpha is equal to Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. So, here we are considering these formulae when the angle between two vectors is theta. But in the case of subtraction of vectors, as we are taking the reverse direction of one vector and we are adding vectorially to another vector, so the angle between two vectors becomes 180 minus theta. So, in place of theta, substitute 180 minus theta. So, the resultant which we are denoting with S bar in subtraction, S bar equal to square root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ into cos 180 minus theta, that equal to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ into cos 180 minus theta gives you minus cos theta. So, P square plus Q square minus 2PQ cos theta. So, we can write the resultant as square root of P square plus Q square minus 2PQ cos theta. This is the magnitude of the resultant. Now, let us find out the direction of the resultant. So, tan alpha equal to Q sin theta, means Q into sin 180 minus theta by P plus Q into cos 180 minus theta. So, sin 180 minus theta is sin theta itself. So, Q sin theta by P plus Q into cos 180 minus theta. Cos 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. So, we get Q into minus cos theta, that equal to Q sin theta by P minus Q cos theta is the direction of the resultant in the case of subtraction of two vectors. Let us discuss one problem. The question given is two vectors of equal magnitude 2. So, let us consider the two vectors be A bar and B bar. So given magnitude is 2 means A is equal to B is equal to 2 and they are inclined at an angle of 60 degrees to each other means theta is equal to 60 degrees. Find magnitude of their sum and difference. So first let us see magnitude of their sum, that is modulus of A bar plus B bar equal to square root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Now substitute the values. So A is 2, 2 square is 4 and B is 2, 2 square is 4 plus 2 into 2 cos 60 degrees. So on solving we get 4 plus 4 8 plus 2 2's 4, 4 2's 8 into cos 60 degree value is 1 by 2. Cos 60 degrees equal to 1 by 2. So now 2 cancels 8 4 times, we get square root of 8 plus 4. So which gives you root 12. So we can write root 12 as 4 into 3. And now we can write 4 into 3 as 2 root 3. So the magnitude of their sum is 2 root 3. Now let us find out the magnitude of their difference. A bar minus B bar equal to square root of A square plus B square minus 2AB cos theta. So that equal to, what is A square? 4 plus 4 minus 2 into 2 into cos 60 degrees. That equal to 4 plus 4 8 minus 8 into 1 by 2. 2 cancels 8 4 times. So 8 minus 4 gives you 4, root 4 is equal to 2. So their magnitude is 2. We can solve this in another way. As the angle between two vectors is 60 degrees, while taking the difference we have to reverse the direction of one vector, that is B bar vector, and the angle becomes 180 minus theta. So we can also substitute here cos 180 minus theta, which gives you 180 minus 60 is 120. So cos 120 value is minus 1 by 2. In that way also we can consider. So this is the way how to find out the magnitude of their sum and difference. Now let us see laws of vector subtraction. So vector subtraction does not follow commutative law. So commutative law is not followed in case of vector subtraction. I am considering two vectors P bar and Q bar. So P bar minus Q bar is not equivalent to Q bar minus P bar. We can write their magnitudes can be equal. But we cannot write in vector form, that is P bar minus Q bar is not equal to Q bar minus P bar. So if you want to see it graphically, let us consider a vector P bar and another vector Q bar. So what we need P bar minus Q bar. So reverse the direction of Q bar. So we get minus Q bar. Now we can find out the resultant by the third side of the triangle, which is given by P bar plus of minus Q bar, that equal to P bar minus Q bar. Now we need to find out Q bar minus P bar, means we need to reverse the direction of P bar vector. So we are reversing the direction of P bar. So this is minus P bar and this is Q bar. So the closing side we will get the resultant which is given by q bar plus of minus p bar that equal to q bar minus p bar. So, this is a graphical representation of subtraction of vectors which tells you that the vector subtraction does not follows commutative law. And next one is vector subtraction does not obey associative law. So, vector subtraction does not obey associative law. So, if we consider as 3 vectors p bar, q bar and r bar, then p bar minus q bar minus r bar is not equivalent to p bar minus q bar minus r bar. So, vector subtraction does not obey commutative law as well as associative law, but vector subtraction obeys distributive law. Vector subtraction obeys distributive law. So, let us consider a scalar as m. So, m into p bar minus q bar is equal to m into p bar minus m into q bar. So, as vector subtraction obeys, the LHS value and RHS value will be same. So, the vector subtraction obeys distributive law, does not obey commutative law and associative law. Now, let us see how to resolve a given vector into its rectangular components. First, let us see what is meant by coordinate system. Coordinate system is used to specify the position of a point in the space. Coordinate system is used to specify the position of a point in the space. So, this coordinate system consists of first one, a fixed reference point which is known as origin, and second one is it consists of axis, that is specific axis with scale and labels. So, coordinate system consists of a fixed reference point known as origin and a specific axis with scale and labels. And the third point is instructions on how to label a point relative to origin and axis. The third one is there will be some instructions how to label a point relative to origin and axis. So, these are the 3 points that the coordinate system consists of. Next, Cartesian coordinate system we are considering. This Cartesian coordinate system is also known as rectangular coordinate system. Cartesian coordinate system is also known as rectangular coordinate system. So, if we consider the rectangular coordinate system in 2D space, we will have 2 axes, those are x axis and y axis, and we will have a origin which is point of intersection of x axis and y axis. So, in 2D space the 2 axes are x and y, and point of intersection of 2 axes is known as origin, which is nothing but a fixed reference point. If we consider 3D space, we will have 3 axes, namely x, y and z. So, the point of intersection of these 3 axes x, y, z is known as origin. Suppose if you want to represent in 2D, we have x and y axis, and the point of intersection of x and y axis is known as origin. So, suppose if I want to specify a point, so let this point be P. It is given by x comma y, where x denotes the length of the line on x axis and y denotes the y coordinate. So, it is represented by x comma y. So, if we want, let us see the resolution into rectangular components. Now, let us see resolution of a vector into rectangular components. Resolution of a vector into rectangular components. So, we are considering this resolution in 2D. So, first let us define what is resolution of a vector. So, resolution of a vector is a process of obtaining component vectors which when combined according to laws of vector addition produce same vector. So, we can define the resolution of a vector as it is a process of obtaining the component vectors which when combined according to vector addition we get the same vector. So, that process is known as resolution of a vector. So, let us consider a vector r bar in 2D, that is, let us take x axis and y axis and a vector r bar in x axis and a vector r bar. So, this vector r bar is making an angle theta with the x axis. So, r bar is making an angle theta with the positive x axis. So, now let us point this as P. Now, draw normal to x axis and y axis. So, let us give the name as P, Q, R, S. So, now we can write R bar by using parallelogram law of addition, such as R bar is denoted by SB bar, SP bar equal to SQ bar plus SR bar, or we can also write QP bar. So, SP bar is equal to SQ bar plus QP bar, and what is the length of SQ bar means x and length of SR bar is y. So, this is also QP bar value is also magnitude is y. So, substitute now R bar is equal to x bar plus y bar, and SQ bar is in the direction of I cap, as I cap is a unit vector along x axis and j cap is the unit vector along y axis. So, we get x bar I cap into y bar j cap. So, this is the equation. Now, let us consider triangle SPQ. In triangle SQP. In this triangle, we can write cos theta. So, in triangle SQP, cos theta is equal to adjacent side by hypotenuse. Adjacent side is SQ by hypotenuse is SP. So, SQ is equal to SP into cos theta. What is SP? Magnitude of SP is R. So, SQ can be written as R cos theta. Similarly, in the same triangle, consider sin theta. So, sin theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. So, the opposite side is QP by SP. So, QP is equal to SP into sin theta. So, the magnitude of SP is R. So, R sin theta. So, QP value is R sin theta. Now, R cos theta is the component of vector R bar along x axis, and R sin theta is the component of R bar along y axis. So, these two are the components along x axis and y axis. So, R bar is given as R cos theta into I cap plus R sin theta into j cap. So, from the triangle SQP, we can write hypotenuse square equal to side square plus side square. So, SP square is equal to SQ square plus QP square. So, SP will be equal to square root of SQ square plus QP square. And what is the value of SQ we have considered, that is magnitude is x. So, x square plus magnitude of QP is y. So, y square. So, here we get R is equal to, that is magnitude of R bar is equal to square root of x square plus y square, and we can give the angle tan theta is equal to y by x. From this triangle, write tan theta. Tan theta equal to opposite side by adjacent side. So, what is opposite side? Y by x. So, tan theta is equal to y by x. So, these are the two rectangular components that we can resolve the vector. So, mod R bar equal to square root of x square plus y square and tan theta equal to y by x. If components of a vector along x and y axis are known, then we can completely write the vector A bar is equal to Ax I cap plus Ay into j cap. So, if we consider the rectangular coordinate system with x and y axis and A bar is a vector, then Ax is the magnitude along x axis and Ay is the magnitude along y axis, and we can also call Ax and Ay as component of the vectors along x and y axis. So, for this, if you want to find out the magnitude, mod A bar equal to square root of Ax square plus Ay square, and the angle made is given by tan theta is equal to Ay by Ax, where theta is angle made with x axis. And these components along x and y axis may be positive or negative, and it will have same units as that of original vector. So, suppose and sign depends on angle. So suppose if we consider the coordinate system, in first quadrant Ax and Ay both will be positive. If you consider in second quadrant, we have Ax is negative and Ay is positive. If we consider in third quadrant, Ax and Ay both will be negative. In fourth quadrant, we get Ax as positive and Ay as negative. So, depending on the quadrants and depending on the angle, so the values of components vary. So, let us consider in first quadrant, as Ax, Ay are positive, we get A bar is equal to Axi cap plus Ay j cap. In second quadrant, if I want to write the vector notation, A bar is equal to, as Ax is negative, minus Axi cap plus Ay j cap. In third quadrant, the vector A bar can be written as minus Axi cap minus Ay j cap. In fourth quadrant, A bar is equal to Axi cap minus Ay j cap. So, this will be the vector representation in 4 coordinates. Force of 4 newtons is acting at an angle of 30 degrees to horizontal. So, the angle is theta is equal to 30 degrees. Find its components along its axis. So, if we want in 2D, we are having 2 axes x and y. So, the component of F along x axis is given by F cos theta. So, what is magnitude of F given? 4 newtons. So, 4 into cos 30 degrees. The value of cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So, 4 into root 3 by 2, 2 cancels 4 2 times, we get the value as 2 root 3. And now, component of F along y axis equal to F sin theta. So, F value is 4 into sin 30. So, 4 into sin 30 value is 1 by 2. So, 2 cancels 4 2 times. So, the component of F along y axis is 2. So, this is the way how to solve the problem if we ask the components along x axis and y axis. Now, let us see resolution of a vector into 3 rectangular components. So, as we are considering 3 rectangular components, we have to consider 3 axes x, y and z axis. So, and I am constructing a rectangular parallelepiped, so with 3 edges on the 3 axes x, y, z respectively. So, this rectangular parallelepiped, I am taking a vector A bar which will be the diagonal of the rectangular parallelepiped. So, A bar is the diagonal. So, let us write the Ax, Ay and Az be the vector intercepts on x, y and z axis respectively. So, as these are the vector intercepts, this also we can say that as 3 rectangular components of vector A bar are Ax, Ay and Az. So, now let us consider the triangle law in triangle OPQ. So, by triangle law, we can write OK bar is equal to So by applying triangle law, we can write OP bar is equal to OK bar plus KP bar. So by applying triangle law, OP bar is equal to OK bar plus KP bar. So from this, now applying parallelogram law. Applying parallelogram law, so we get OT plus OQ is equal to OK. OK bar is equal to OT bar plus OQ bar. So let us consider as equation 1 and equation 2. So as we have obtained OK bar value, let us substitute this in equation 1. So OP bar is equal to OT bar plus OQ bar plus KP bar. So if you see, the value of KP will be equal to the value of OS. So we can write KP bar is equal to OS bar. So we can write OK bar is equal to OT bar plus OQ bar plus in place of KP bar substitute OS bar. So OK bar is equal to OT bar plus OQ bar plus OS bar. So now if you see the value of OT bar, we get AZ bar. So A bar vector equal to AZ bar plus OQ is AX bar plus OS is AY bar. So we can write this as A bar is equal to AZ into K cap plus AX into I cap plus AY into J cap. Therefore, A bar equal to AX I cap, AY J cap plus AZ K cap. So if you want to find out the magnitude of this vector, magnitude A bar is equal to square root of AX square plus AY square plus AZ square. So this is the way how to resolve a component, that is how to resolve a vector A bar into 3 rectangular components AX, AY, AZ. If you want to find out the magnitude, mod A bar equal to square root of AX square plus AY square plus AZ square. Now let us see direction cosines. So direction cosines means I am considering let alpha, beta and gamma be the angles made by a vector with 3 axes x, y and z. So let A bar be a vector and this is making angle alpha with x axis and A bar is making an angle beta with y axis and an angle gamma with z axis. So from this cos alpha, cos beta and cos gamma are known as direction cosines. So cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma are known as direction cosines and we can also write cos alpha as L, cos beta as M and cos gamma as N. So let us define what is cos alpha value. L equal to cos alpha is equal to, we can write cos alpha means it is the angle made by A bar vector with x axis. So we can write AX by A. So we can write M is equal to cos beta is equal to AY by A. Similarly, N equal to cos gamma equal to AZ by A. So now what we do is squaring on both sides individually. We get cos square alpha equal to ax square by a square, cos square beta is equal to ay square by a square, and cos square gamma is equal to az square by a square. Now add these three equations, we get cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma equal to, here if you observe the denominators are same. So let us take the LCM, we get a square is LCM. So we get ax square plus ay square plus az square by a square. So already we know ax square plus ay square plus az square value will be a square. So a square by a square gives you 1. So cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1, and cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma are known as direction cosines, and we can also write this similarly as L square plus m square plus n square equal to 1. So let us consider multiplication of a vector by a scalar. Multiplication of a vector by a scalar. Let us consider m be any scalar and a bar be vector. So let us consider m as scalar and a bar as vector. Now we can define ma bar, which is also a vector, and it is mod m times of magnitude of a bar and whose direction is same as of a bar if m is positive and direction is opposite to a bar if m is negative. So multiplication of a vector by a scalar means m into a bar. So this tells us that the magnitude of vector a bar is m times, so that the direction will be same as that of a bar if m is positive and direction will be opposite if m is negative. So this is multiplication of a vector by a scalar. And next one is, let us take m and n are two scalars. Let us take m and n are two scalars and a bar is a vector. So we can write m into na bar is equal to n into ma bar is equal to mn into a bar. So as m, n are two scalars and a bar is a vector, we can write m into na bar is equal to n into ma bar is equal to mn into a bar. Now vector multiplication over scalar addition. So let us see vector multiplication over scalar addition. So let us take m and n are scalars, so m plus n, that is a bar into m plus n is equal to m into a bar plus n into a bar, where m comma n are scalars and a bar is a vector. So, the vector multiplication is distributive over scalar addition. Now, let us see scalar multiplication is distributive over vector addition. So, the scalar multiplication is distributive over vector addition. So, let us consider a bar and b bar be two vectors and consider a scalar, that is m. So, how can we write means m into a bar plus b bar is equal to ma bar plus mb bar. So, we can say that the scalar multiplication is distributive over vector addition, so that m into a bar plus b bar is equal to m into a bar plus m into b bar, where m is a scalar and a bar and b bar are two vectors.